guys, back with another video. I know it's been a very long time since I've recorded anything, but we're back. So, I'm just going to give you guys a little trade recap real quick of the setup that I took. I entered right here on MES. I took one partial and then another partial. Total was 5 contracts, risking 125. And we took off 3 contracts so far, so we took profit of 80 something dollars because we were down like 30 something already, so 80 something dollars so far. If we hit here, we'll be up like 200 total probably, something like that. So I'm gonna give you guys the rundown for this particular setup right here. So coming into this morning, basically what we had was 2 weeks ago we had this value area high, and what I basically saw was we came down, hit it perfectly, so the market is basically telling us that it's pricing in this week to be a range between last week and the week before that, basically probably because the market is reversing that bullish price from the FOMC meeting. We rallied because we were pricing in some good news. We got like decent news, pretty bad. We got unconfirmed rates in December, and yeah, that's not the best news. I'm probably gonna get stopped out for break even, or not break even, but you know. And basically, so I was thinking if we respect this area on the open, then we're gonna be bullish, and we're gonna range in between this area and this area. And I saw that there was pretty much no volume within this area, so I knew it was extremely susceptible to a price push. So if we got bullish confirmation, which is what we did have, we respected the value area low, came up, broke through the POC, and broke through the value area high, which is completely bullish. And I knew there was no liquidity, so we were just going to rally higher. And then I waited for the POC of the current session to move up top above the value area high, which is what we got. And then I enter down here at the value area high from the overnight session because it's a break and retest of this area. And it was perfect. It was to the tick, and I got a really good entry. It is a one confluence setup, so what I like to do with one confluence setups is I just like to use a lot of context, which is what I did use. I used this context, the overall fundamental theme, we're pricing in somewhere between this range, and should just be a very simple trade. Not a lot of confluence backup there, but we're mainly just getting the confirmation from just this just this value area high plus the context. So I don't really like to take C tier trades, which is just one confluence. But when I use context with it, then I will take that setup, and I will go for like half of my position size that I usually use, which is 250 risk. So I only went for 125 risk, and yeah, simple break, retest this value area high, and we got a perfect entry. I was going to wait for the value area low of the current session to move up to here. That would have been a perfect trade right there. I would have scaled in probably more, but we didn't get that in time, so I just wanted to enter at least some, amount at this area. And yeah, we got a perfect break out after that test. So that's it for today. As you can see, we're actually pretty close to passing this eval. We had a trade, I believe this was right here. On Sunday night, we entered right here / here, and we almost got stopped. We were, actually no, we entered right here. Entered right here, and we almost got stopped, but we hit for 500, and then on that New York Open, we had I believe it was like this right here. We entered like right here, and went probably like right here. Yeah, right here on this previous week's value area low, somewhere in the middle maybe. From like this value area low and this two confluences, 500 risk, hit for 500, didn't leave a runner because we were bearish, and yeah, that's it. I've just been making solid trades. I'm on a pretty good streak right now. This will be my sixth like trade setup that I actually, scale into. Sometimes I just take very small scalps, and most of those I will lose. But when they hit, I usually leave like a big runner so that I can actually make up for that small size. But yeah, that's about it. And hopefully you guys learned something from that. It's a quick little 5 to 6 minute recap. We're just going to leave this going. The volume up here is trending. We have higher volume going up. However, the volume seems to be dwindling around this area. So I might move my take profit a bit lower. Maybe like, probably like just one tick below that POC in case of like a rejection right there. I think there's a good chance we get rejected and we come down to stop me out. Mainly just due to the fact that the market probably wants to come and visit this value area low of the current session. However, I do want to see this range get respected, right? Come up, break, retest that range, and then break out. And, I know that there's a very high chance that this New York session creates profile above this area. So in that case, I will be able to catch that full move. However, I should be stopped out right now. Unless I am not, which would be pretty clutch. But yeah, I'm alright. Yeah, I'm probably gonna get stopped right now. I just want to catch the full length of this trade on this video. Just come tap me and then probably just go up. Or just come visit this value area low. It would have been a much better setup had we come and had the value area low at this area. That would have been a much better setup. So quite a little bit frustrated that I didn't get that, but other than that, there's not really much else that I could have done today. NASDAQ hit the value area low before ES did. Holy clutch. That's why ES did not get that, tap here. I wasn't going to enter on that anyway, just because I did think that there was a chance that we were going to come down and at least test the previous week's POC at that given moment. So, yeah, that's why I didn't really want to enter along, because I was also bearish coming into today. I was bearish with the mindset that if we did get bullish confirmation, we were going to have a very trendy day, because there was, like, a trend is very easy to make when there's low liquidity above it. There's not much at all that's, there's nothing much here that's, indicative that we're not going to be able to move higher. We should just come back here and then at least come back to the POC of this range. Unless the POC moves down here, then we'll just, exit our position. But other than that, I do expect the market to make its way all the way back up to here. Maybe even here, after tapping this area. We see there's good buy aggression. And on the book maps, we actually have a lot of aggressive selling pushing into here. The buyers are finally making a stand. 3-2. We did get that full closure above that area. And we hit to 37. So somewhere around here, these sellers started kicking up the speed. But it looks like they are unsuccessful to take over around this area. If they take over here, then we could get a push very low. Maybe down to here, maybe the value area low. If we break past the value area low, we should just go lower. I do think it's possible. We do have some news later this week, and yeah, I think that should be it for this video. I don't think I really have to include much else. I just wanted to get the full trade for you guys, I didn't want to, leave you guys hanging with just me in this position, but, I don't think you guys care too much. Um, yeah, I'll give it like 2 more candles and then I'll end this video. It's a very quick trade. Um, I like trading on very, very small time frames. I don't like to hold my trade for longer than, an hour would be devastating if I had to hold my trade for that long. Especially a big trade. This one I could care less. It's literally I'm risking nothing right now too. I'm at break even. And my reward is, maybe like 100 or like 150, it's not that big of a deal. If it comes stop me out, then so be it. I wasn't going to take a trade anyway today, considering there are only, one confluence setups, and you couldn't really pair that with any. I mean, the only setup, I did actually, have this in mind for the day. Come up, break, retest value high, catch this big move. But it seems like the big move's already been made today. The momentum's already pretty much out, maybe. And, you know, we had that big shove upwards just due to this low volume. And yeah, that's about it probably. I mean, we can probably just range within this area for the day. It is quite a big range. But I do think that, somewhere within this range is the bottom of the day. Like, not the bottom because that's already right here, but, you know, the the lowest that will go is somewhere within this range. Probably not going to visit this area down here. Um, it's pretty unlikely in my eyes, but then again, if we do hop on over to NASDAQ, we can actually see that NASDAQ is being a little bit tricky today. Basically, NASDAQ has already broken through this value area high, and it's just, hovering. It's on the value area low, so this is really good for ES to pick up some speed here. But yeah, NASDAQ is extremely far from these value areas from the previous week. So I do think that there is a possibility of NASDAQ entering a free fall. Coming into this session, I was expecting that if ES did not respect those areas that I mentioned before from the previous week. Had we not done that, then I would have expected the market to just free fall, and NASDAQ would have accepted this range, and ES would have likely hit the value area low of, or the POC of the previous week. We are getting some good momentum here. I'm going to let this candle finish, and then I'll close the video for that. But yeah, so we did get one ticked, so if we hit TP, I will not be mad. However, yeah, I mean, I get one ticked all the time with my take profits, etc. But yeah, I mean, the POC still hasn't moved. We're putting in good volume here, to be fair. And it looks like the range is widening, less so on a bullish case scenario, more so just consolidation, ranging from here to here. Yeah, it looks like those sellers may have been dormant right here. There's a lot of buying activity at this area. And, but yeah, I mean, I can't put my stop any lower. If we come down and break this area, I mean, we're definitely going to the value area low. There's no coming down, here. So I'm not going to move my stop loss all the way to here. There's no reason for me to do that. There's also no reason for me to trail this because, I mean, right now we're just chilling. Like, we already hit this area, and, I'm yapping too much. That's it for today. Good luck trading, guys. See you guys in a month. No, I'll see you guys when I make the next video, which is yeah, in a month. Yeah, no, sometime soon. All right, later.